I'm calling meeting to order, and I think we should just introduce everybody now. Betty.
Chuck Olivieri.
Jane Purcell.
Richard Special.
Rodney Van Dusen. George Schweitzer Colliers.
Okay.
Dave Hilbert, OT. D'Agostino, D'Agostino Associates.
Karen Michelle with Kenneth Morrison Architects.
Ken Borson, Kenneth Borson Architects.
Grant Wright with Kenneth Borson Architects.
Chelsea Dean, Recording Secretary.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, the lineup for today, Borson goes first, okay? And at 5:20, which is getting close to that time right now. I don't know if Adam wants to have the others removed from the room, or...
It's all
It's all
done.
It's all boards.
They're consultants.
This is all live.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
We are that.
Show up late, that's what happens. All right, well, okay, begin.
So we're delighted to be here. We're excited. We've done work in Fairfield before, Holland Hill and Riverfield. And I guess we can introduce, and we go to the next thing. We already introduced ourselves, but the way the team organization is going to work is that Aaron and Grant are going to be two project managers so that we can split up the schools so we can condense the time. Grant is project architect overseeing the whole thing, and I'm obviously overseeing the whole thing as principal. And then we have consulting engineering services that's done a lot of our MEP. Michael Horton's a structural engineer. PNMC has done our cost estimating for years. And D'Agostino is the security consultant. And then we have environment for the environmental. And this is a short presentation. We know we're on our short spring here. So relevant experience. I'm not going to read the whole thing from Tom Quinn, the late and wonderful Tom Quinn, may rest in peace. Basically, he's just saying how our quality really helped get the schools, Riverfield and Holland Hill, through. And so we hope to bring that to you. We will bring that to you if selected. We've got 38 years of experience focused on educational collaborative architecture that inspires. That was our tagline in 1988 before collaborative even meant anything. It really is what we believe. We're going to work with you and pull this thing through and get all your input. We really value that. And then another quote from the mayor of New Haven, schools we've done there. So rather than super talk about ourselves, we wanted to actually talk about sort of our insights that we kind of put into our RFP, and we're going to expand on just two of them because of the short time frame. So Roger Sherman and Stratfield, and Grant's going to talk about Roger Sherman briefly with the input of Nick and David, and then Aaron will talk about Stratfield.
So again, my name is Grant Wright. With Ken for 21 years now. But I just want to cover, so right here, what we wanted to show was the existing conditions for Roger Sherman Elementary School. As you can see, the centralized, you can keep it there for a second. It has an existing covered canopy. It's a very welcome open entrance, a lot of glazing. So with this opportunity of the layout, we are able to come up with an initial plan of working to the exterior of the building instead of working with the interior for this particular case. So we go to the next plan. So here's an existing conditions plan. In that little dotted bubble there is where the main entrance is now. There's an ordinance, keep up, sorry. At this point, there's a very small, tight vestibule. There's one access control door that's directly adjacent to the waiting room. So as you walk in, it becomes kind of a tight vestibule. And then once you're in that space, you kind of lose the visibility and security to kind of roam through the rest of the building. In the next slide, you'll see this is just an initial concept we took a look at, removing that exterior wall and bumping out the existing the new vestibule, so which allows us to create a bigger, actually, security lobby. At this point, we can add right near 44 main office. We've created a pass-through window which becomes like a security overlook station, which then you can monitor the visitors as they come through before either going into the waiting room or exiting the school. From that point, they're kind of within this locked area, so you're not worried about people just getting into a vestibule and then roaming the rest of the school.
And, yeah, I'd just like to add one thing is that, you know, the ideal thing is to get into the office, right? Because that's a secondary block. And that's, so by just bumping this out and getting the transaction window there, that allows them to get in there. You know, first you got to meet the transaction window security, and then you go into the waiting area. David and Nick will just say briefly about this technical aspect.
Sure, yeah. You want to have it now?
Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off.
No, that's right.
Yeah, so when we're looking at new vestibules, we've done many new vestibule projects. Our strongest tool is access control. And the trick is to correctly and intelligently use access control without making the building feel tight or like a prison. So what this option gives us, essentially for a visitor, you have 3 opportunities to verify a visitor before we let them in the main corridor into Main Street, right? We'll come to the front door, they'll have an intercom, right, we're used to this, right, talk to the main office, we're allowed into the building. When we're in that vestibule, we're stuck in that vestibule until the visitor goes to the window, hands their ID, we talk to the receptionist says, great, come on into the waiting area. But still, they're stuck in the waiting area because there's access control on the door out of the waiting area into the vestibule. So they stay in that waiting area until they either get their escort, right, a teacher, their escort, maybe they're dropping someone off and leave the building. From there, so you have 3 opportunities, video, speaking, and then face-to-face, where we allow them into the main corridor. And it still keeps the building bright and open, and it doesn't feel like a consulate check-in, you know, like if you're going to, you know, the White House. But you're really getting those 3 check-in opportunities. Go ahead, Ashley. Yeah.
That's a Passover like counter
Yeah,
there? Okay, so those people, if somebody got in, they're somewhat vulnerable right
It's a
there.
bulletproof, you know.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, you'll have-
that'll be ballistic.
Level,
Right?
floor below.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's more like a pass-through teller window.
Got
It's really just enough space to hand your ID. I'm pretty sure
Underneath.
Fairfield's on Raptor right now. Right, yeah, I did Mill Hill years ago. So that's where the Raptor would take place. They'd come up clean, and then we let them in the main office, but they're still stuck in that waiting area.
Okay.
Right, until we let them in Main Street. Because we're still keeping a division between the school students and the staff. So that's our main point. Obviously, we'll have cameras, extend the access control, extend the intrusion. It'll maintain Fairfield standards, it's all vendor neutral. But that's the idea.
So the second line of doors, just on the north, those are locked down as well?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Okay, and then you go
Sorry,
through the
so-
waiting area,
right,
and the door, the single door,
right,
at the top of the waiting area is also locked down?
right.
That's exactly, locked that down, out into the main vestibule.
Right.
And
But
so
we
far,
have, on those 2 orange doors, we have access control. So if you're staff coming in the morning, you just swipe in twice and you're in. You don't have to walk through the main vestibule.
Now, on the right side of the elevator, the waiting room, what's happening there?
Walk me through that.
Right here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there is talk about potentially,
I know what you're
putting
saying.
some
So
new
very
faces on, but go ahead, yeah.
Very often, we will outfit, if you, so I haven't dug into your entire main office suite, but if you have multiple doors out of main office into that corridor, we will often put access control on those doors too. It depends on kind of how the flow works in that space. So the access control on the waiting room side allows students still to come into the main office for, you know, they have to come in and talk to the receptionist, and then out of that room, there would be a push button to release. Yes, sir.
I actually met with the chief of police, I don't understand, just the other day. And, have you checked any of the stuff that you're designing out with the chief of police or the responsible parties?
Yeah, let me put it this way. Every school that we do, I've done over 200 publicly funded,
Right.
public bid, public schools. We always review with the police. I haven't reviewed this with your chief, but I will tell you, I am on the new police department renovation that's happening right now, so I've spoken with your chief, so we would review it with him as well.
Right.
We typically get a lot of buy-in for this, though, from the PD.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, typically.
Also, he indicated to me that he was going to attend some meetings that we, as the special.
I would hope.
That's absolutely.
Yeah, I would hope.
And I invite him,
Yeah.
feel free to come in anytime,
Absolutely.
so.
Yeah, so, you know, if awarded, we would actually request those meetings, we mark, you know, and let you know who we wanted there.
Right, just to cover all of it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Just a reminder, this is an open meeting, so any details on the security of all the schools.
Right, sure, yeah. David, you wanna just, add quickly, very quickly, because we wanna,
Yeah, I can hit clean up here real quick, right? So, you know, we're MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, fire protection, yeah, and, we're really supporting the space, right? So we're bringing heat, ventilation, air conditioning out to the space, along with powering mixed devices and such electrically, and then reverse. So it's really kind of a support role, just to include it within the thermal envelope.
I was involved with the initial change. I think Jane was too, right?
Yeah, well, my
Years
kids
ago.
also, I spent 9 years in school, so I know it well.
And during the construction, there was asbestos discovered under the, because we were moving the nurse's office and we broke into the concrete and underneath the concrete was asbestos.
Sure.
So, is there any possibility of asbestos contamination or anything that have been reviewed?
we have an environmental engineer on the team, and they ask for fees for a couple of these projects, so they will be reviewing that.
Yeah. Sal, that was cited, right? Or I should ask Mark, that we had environmental for 2 of the schools, I assume it was Sherman and, I know 2 were not, that was,
3 are not and 2 are.
Thank you.
Sherman and ECC.
Yeah, that's what I thought, okay.
So, yeah, we'll be testing that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't expect to get into the ground.
Yes.
So that would be, ideal.
Unless we
Yeah.
get a storm or something that needs to be relocated next.
The best thing you can do with asbestos is to leave it alone if it's buried.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally.
So let's move quickly to the next one. Just again, these are initial thoughts. This is the way we work with you. We'll throw something down on paper. We'll get the input from the police department, from all you folks, and we'll improve it based on that. And we just want you to know how we work with you. So Erin's going to talk about Stratfield base quickly.
Yes, so Stratfield's another example we wanted to show. It's a little bit different approach from what we were showing at Roger Sherman, where we're building out. At Stratfield, we believe we have, here, just orienting ourselves here, this is main vestibule. We believe we have the space to build in here. And so the outside of the building look wouldn't change. We would work with the architecture that's there. We would get rid of this row of existing doors to allow space for this transaction counter, which would operate very much the same as we were just discussing at Roger Sherman. You'd be buzzed in through this door, work through the transaction counter here, be buzzed into the main office, and then again, you'd have to be buzzed out or pass card out through here. So we would move the second level of doors back to pretty much align with where the existing conference room wall is, and just build out a new hallway to get into the conference room without having to go into the vestibule, remove this existing door, and it should provide for a nice solution architecturally with minimal intervention and minimal changes, and we can change out the finishes that are requested and move forward with those minor changes.
And I think I just want to add that, it's possible just to not put that door there, leave the existing door, but the idea was that you could get into the conference room without having to get into the vestibule.
Right.
It just seems safer. So another way to solve the problem to get you into the main office through the secondary stop there. And I think the issues the MEP are similar. So
we'll try to meet parity across. That's what we're trying to show you.
So, yeah, I think we can move on. So, CES, just going to briefly describe yourself and
Yeah.
to your term.
So just a little background on CES. We are about a 200-people firm. We are in Middletown, Connecticut, and we focus a lot on K-12 schools. We've done over 300 in Connecticut, done multiple projects with Ken and his team here, and look forward to this program.
Thanks. And then,
Yep.
Nick, you can.
Similarly, vendor neutral design, technology, security, maybe we're not a little smaller. Based out of Monroe, work primarily in K-12 public schools in Connecticut, have a lot of experience with OGA. That's a photo of a school that we did in Darien that actually made it to the Connecticut Post, a brand new vestibule. That's the superintendent of Darien showing off all the new equipment. So, we're really proud about pulling all the technology into easy-to-use interfaces.
Thanks. So, Grant's gonna talk about the schedule. That was one of the main issues that came up.
So the key thing we noted, in the, our Q was the master schedule that had a 5-month design period. We took an approach to try to condense that into about 15 weeks. Instead of the 5 months, we're looking at about 3.5 months, which instead of going to OGA in mid-October, we can pull it a little bit ahead and shoot for sometime in mid-September instead. So hopefully saving about 3 or 4 weeks. And achieving that, we would have Aaron and myself as team leaders, and we'd run the 2 teams simultaneously. So I'd have 3 of the schools, 2 schools. We're a small firm too, small office, so we can work together. The whole idea is to keep these 2 projects going, these 2 teams going at the same time, get out, field survey things, and really work with our design teams to fast track everything. We also propose, instead of jumping right into design development, if we have all of the owners' okays and approvals and all our meetings have been approved, kind of fast tracking through design development and jumping right into construction development, which we can develop all those design ideas and estimates that we would typically jump to between DD and CD can be just condensed a bit more to meet those schedules. We would still shoot for that 2020 February 27 construction start, so nothing would change there. This would just allow your team a little bit more time to review, develop, and come up with a plan. And then on top of that, we would still propose we have a similar. There was also notes in there about a 3-month versus a 7-month construction administration schedule. And depending on that, we would have to fast track or develop the teams to make sure we answer RFIs, submittals, and things like that.
And just, we initially, I think when we submitted on, was it Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah, we said there wasn't necessarily a fee reduction because it was just going to be more intense for 3 months than 7 months, but we think there potentially could be. So we really need to understand the schedule to offer that, because we're not totally sure. It's 5 schools, so you're going to OGA with 5 schools, and you got to figure out their schedule, which also is going to come to play. So as we determine that together, we may be able to offer a fee reduction for that period. And then just relevant projects we've done, I get reviewing Holland Hill, a bunch of ones in New Haven in terms of security vestibules. Again, we're keeping this short so that you can ask your questions. And then why retain us? We highly qualified team with the Connecticut OGA experience, team experience in Fairfield, integrative, sustainable, collaborative approach. Again, we're going to work with you and get your input. We're prepared to meet all challenges. Our documents are really detailed, so our change orders are normally lower than standard, and then we're very responsive. We got two folks to respond during construction. It'll be interesting to see the contractor that you get, to see how they manage that as well. If it's one contractor, which makes a lot of sense, they're going to have multiple teams as well to be able to pull this off on a tighter schedule. So we're used to working in tight schedules and responding incredibly quickly, so there's no delays. So that's kind of it for our presentation, and we're eager to hear your questions.
Okay.
I just want to remind the group about our schedule. We've only got about 5 minutes before we have to wrap things up.
Okay. So let's do questions quickly and we'll get quick answers.
Yes, no answers.
That's even better. Your schedule did not provide for bidding and award. Would that take place hopefully late October, early November?
Was it for
bidding
and award?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That was still, yeah.
The ed spec calls for all exterior doors used by staff and students to be part of the program. you focus on the security vestibule, but there are a lot of other doors.
Yeah, those would be included, yeah.
So you'll be including that.
Yes.
We just wanted to show the initial thoughts, just to get a general concept.
We'll get back to that in a minute. On security, have you worked with the Fairfield Board of Ed vendor that runs security for the schools?
Yeah, I have, I can't remember their name.
I can't even,
Yeah, they were just-
okay,
yes,
you
I
feel
have.
bad.
Yes, I have.
And you feel that whatever you're gonna be designing, they would be capable of implementing?
Oh, yeah, it'll all tie into your existing tenants.
Okay, so you're using kind of user-friendly equipment and that type of stuff, okay?
We'll maintain those.
Okay, great. I wanted to talk about Burr Street for 10 seconds, although you didn't present that.
Yeah.
In your RFQ response, you indicated that you're gonna be removing one of the sets of doors to create an office and the security vestibule.
Okay.
Would that impede the egress out of the school?
Trying to think of her right now in my head.
Glass front,
Do you have,
Pardon?
the glass front.
Oh, the curved one, yeah, you mean the curved one, yeah. So we actually, when we
It's right
did,
here.
yeah, when we yes, okay. So when we walked through that, oh no, it's this one, you mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were at the walkthrough, and we talked about putting a vestibule each to the right potentially.
Yeah.
Of that would be a way to put the transaction
Right.
window in there, and that would not necessarily be able to get them into an office, right? I mean, it's just not enough room. It's possible that you could sort of expand and push the vestibule indoor doors further back a little bit, but it's really tight with the way
Well, no, what I'm concerned about is the egress out of the school. Right now, they have 2 sets of double doors.
Oh, yeah, no, that, they would still stay 2 sets of double doors.
It's set to build a new office.
That's to the right. That vestibule is pretty much staying as it is.
Okay,
Although there is the option of potentially creating it a little deeper, but the transaction would be a separate office to the right. So somebody would come out when somebody's buzzing in to take care of that.
But we need to know we're going to egress.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, could you make that big enough to do the same thing that we showed, that they would have to come into a space before they
Right.
got in? And so we would study that with you.
okay.
Okay,
And then-
anything else?
The last question was accounting. You'll have no problem providing basically 5 requisitions.
No, yeah.
Okay,
Any,
that's it.
Jane, anything?
We have 5 schools, correct?
Yeah.
We're cutting 3 weeks off. What's your workload
The
currently?
capacity is perfect timing for us. We have a project that got delayed because of, it's a housing project in New Haven, and it got delayed because they didn't submit to CHAPA. So we have the capacity to jump on it. And that's why we showed you some of these sketches, just so that you could see that we're already thinking about it. We've actually looked at all 5 of them. We didn't want to spend the time here but we've looked at all 5 of them. So we definitely have the capacity.
And likewise, your.
Oh, yeah.
I guess my only question would be the difference. How big of a difference is it to currently, general contracting if we go with a CM?
Yeah, it's no difference for us. I mean, our documents are gonna be our documents. It depends on what's best for you. I mean, we've worked in both situations.
And then one more question. During the course of the project, how many estimates do you?
We have 2 estimates. We have right?
DD and CD.
Yeah.
So,
We
I
have,
think there were 2 proposed in the master schedule. There were 2 originally proposed.
yeah,
Still going to keep those based on it. Even if we shorten the DD phase,
right.
we can still incorporate that in somewhere midway with CDs or however you want to call it.
And our just to quickly, our estimator, professional estimators on most all of our schools,
Right.
they basically do public schools. That's what they do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so
Great.
much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can send this to you, yeah. I mean, I actually have,
I can just, I have it on a thumb drive.
A paper copy.
Paper copy.
I've got paper copies.
Thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's not posted, right?
No, I'm taking the minutes off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
maybe you didn't.
So these are copies of all
Okay, thank you.
It has like,
Yeah.
no, not.
Thanks.
Thank you for your efficiency.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry.
Good luck.
We get a little thing about that, and
Okay,
it's probably more than that.
Yeah, I just want to add the committee,
Anybody else
we
want
closed
a
it.
hard
Closed
copy?
door. You want to give one
Ronnie,
too?
hard copy? Jen, you want a hard copy?
I would love a hard copy of that.
The evaluation, would it be practical or appropriate to do that immediately
I think that was the idea, no? That's what
Put your
the,
thoughts
that's what
down.
right now?
our in-between.
You might not,
On this.
yeah, on that, you might not do 10 or 8 or whatever, but you'll compare them to the next one and go, okay, if they were better than the next guy, okay, and then you're only comparing 3, so, yeah.
Not to finalize it, but.
Not to finalize it, but just put your notes
That's
down.
what,
Yeah.
we think is,
So,
that's what I think is right, appropriate.
Yeah.
wait, so this is 30, then,
No, you're actually scoring on the bottom.
the 10-10-10? Evaluation criteria versus evaluation scale?
Yes, the 10-10-10.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry, that's what you give them. I got you. You're just saying where those, got it.
You didn't do that before. You didn't do the point spread.
Is there an over-under?
What?
The other party can.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, can we have a few minutes of this?
Yeah,
5 minutes?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather do this while that's in my brain.
I would say it's kind of ironic we're doing this, given the news.
Can you enlighten me?
For me,
Yes,
is a school shooting in San Diego.
when I'm at school.
Oh, yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
oh, God.
You know what always bothers me also is the parents that are getting divorced. And that was one of my big concerns if somebody comes in that's entitled to take, that the child is theirs. And how do you address that?
What I noticed
There's process.
on the lead-in, especially the first school that you put up there, it's all glass,
Yeah.
Sure.
right? It's all glass. So, I mean, if somebody really wanted to come in and do some damage, anyway, without getting into school.
Yeah, but I think, well, there's certain things that I know from, I can't go into it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have said words.
Yeah.
How many people, what happened exactly? in San Diego?
Right now, it's coming to 2 teachers and the security guard, no children. That was
And the person, the,
2 people,
no, the person who,
Perpetrated
the
it.
perpetrator.
2, not 1,
Oh.
2
Sorry.
were killed. Both were, they don't know how. Whether it was self-inflicted or.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 2, that's unusual, huh?
We all set?
Yeah, I'm good now,
I'm
thanks.
gonna go get them.
Yeah, I'm like, on school days, I'm in a complete vacuum till like this o'clock, and then I look at everything.
No outside.
No, I mean, I didn't see it flash on my phone, which is kinda odd.
Well, depending on when. It's probably about 4:30 it happened.
Oh, gotcha.
Where did it happen? Where did it happen?
San Diego.
It was a mosque school.
Yeah.
A what school?
How the other group did it, they emailed it to them themselves, and then got into the Wi-Fi. You can get to Google on the computer there, okay, but.
On a flash drive or?
No,
We can't
they-
put,
they will-
yeah, it's town rules, we can't put any foreign flash drives in the system.
We have our is probably in the corners, okay, up there.
There's a,
Sit down.
This or if you want to see it on the screen, yeah, okay.
Welcome back.
I wish.
Are you the evil one or the good one?
I'm the evil, no.
I thought he was late for ours, everything was up.
and for the minutes, just what are your names?
I'm Paul Lisi with Antonazzi Associates,
Is it Lisi?
Lisi.
Bainey Murillo with CES, V as in Victor, A-N-E-Y.
I'm sorry, can you start over?
Yeah, V as in Victor, A-N-E-Y.
Okay, got it.
And my last name is Murillo, M-U-R-I-L-L-O.
Got it. Thank you. And you were Nick,
Nick Daggers, no.
right, okay.
We have Michael DeSasso.
Over in the corner. So the trouble. Next.
So what they did was they logged into it
Okay.
and then showed it from the email. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, actually.
Yeah, so the keyboard and the mouse are right here. To use our browser.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to connect our email remotely though. I was gonna actually see if I could bring it up here.
Yeah, we Outlook.
Yeah, we got Outlook.
You might be able to log in on Outlook, go to office.com.
Or should you do that? Did you do it, on yours? Easier?
Nope.
Good try.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't have an email from you though.
Yeah, I mean, I have to actually log into our computer, into our network.
Yeah, you'd have to,
that yours?
you
Yeah,
could email
no.
it to somebody from your
Mine's here.
phone or,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, I don't have an email, I don't have it.
Let's see.
No, wait on it.
Here you go, we screen mirror?
Well, maybe it was there, maybe you accidentally moved it thinking it was yours, Rich.
No, I intend to bring mine.
Oh.
I find that hard.
You just
I
go
wrote
into
my,
the, Google Chrome.
Oh, share it for your Chrome?
Yeah, just, the only thing is you have to get into the email browser.
No, I'm trying to have it like in that.
Oh.
Yes, sure. Hey, can you email me the, presentation? The third, are you able to cast from that outside? No. We're not able to yet? Okay. Hold on,
Are you having a Wi-Fi issue or what's going on?
There's nothing on the room PC to plug any, to
So,
plug it
we
up.
can't put a USB in the town computers, so they're just figuring out how to get their presentation screen.
Okay.
Is there a cable from the hard drive over in the, cabinet?
You talked to Mike?
He's got to email it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
it.
Like an HDMI.
Oh, there you go.
Does that allow me to connect to the?
Yeah.
Oh, laptop? Oh, perfect.
I figured we could do that.
Gotta be a way, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to this side.
Never did it for you.
Thank you.
Up here. I know we connected somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well.
It works. I used to carry a cat in my brief, but I stopped doing that.
Kick you.
I appreciate that. Wake me up.
I'm gonna steal a projector from all.
Yeah, go ahead.
See.
It's actually, I think, in the back. Oh.
How long do you think you're gonna be able to have that steel?
You end up having 3 minutes for the presentation and 1 minute for your name.
Hopefully. Big guy.
Yes.
Yeah, John, he was on the job engineer for this, too, my bench, what stuff you see? Driving sheets or? No, the railroad bonds. John.
Yeah, he had a complicated list there.
I can't remember his name.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's very smart. Very well. Yeah. And Belgium was his Dallas fan. Find the right one. Somebody taking notes for the next presentation. Did you try 2?
Yeah, 2 is the room PC. Oh. It says HDMI, it says on this remote HDMI 1 is the laptop cable, but that's not what we're getting.
I'm in the right port, I think, yeah.
Did Mike email you? Did Mike email you?
He was gonna send it, you know, I have the projector, we could connect the projector, do it that way too.
Can you set it up quickly?
Yeah, why don't you do
Yeah,
that?
I want you guys to have time.
And actually, what you can do is probably against that wall. Okay. Or wherever you come. Actually, we can turn
On the screen, yeah.
the projector on, you can do it.
There's one behind it, and
We have one from back too.
You have an extension cord?
Very good.
I didn't see it. Oh.
mind of this thing to be closer?
Sorry?
Does it need to be closer? or is it
Probably
fine?
not. Maybe I have to even go back.
Did you get it started?
It's on, yeah.
Doesn't have a cover.
Yeah, it's off.
That's it, properly?
Yeah.
So it's not working.
It's not. No, it's not. There we go.
Might go over the lights. Gotta do it. That'll work good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll just start with some quick introductions while we wait. My name is Paul Lisi. I'm one of the principals at Anthony Associates. I'll be the project manager of this project. I'm the licensed architect and also a licensed building official. I've been with the firm for over 36 years. And with me tonight, Michael Lasasso is also one of our other principals. Michael will be the principal in charge of design. And we have Danny Murillo from CES, our consulting engineers, for the mechanical electrical systems. And then, of course, last but not least, Nick D'Agostino from D'Agostino Associates for technology and security.
Should be HDMI. There you go.
This usually goes. Fine.
I'm trying to remember the last time we actually ran
It just goes right up.
Oh, so what's the cable?
Okay. The cable in there? Well, worst case, we can do it, show around the laptop.
Yeah, that's
You know?
totally fine.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Because you have another interview.
Yeah.
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 Why don't you show it?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Full screen, can you do full screen?
I'm not sure. The setting.
There you go.
There you go.
Yep. Okay. Does that control it?
Yeah.
You just take it around.
Oh,
There you go.
Okay. Okay, so you have the clicker?
It's,
Mhm.
yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah, this is not the presentation mode, so,
Oh, you can, wait, doing a slideshow.
yep. Something else.
From the beginning, on the left. Yep, there you go.
You know, disconnect the HDMI, maybe. Disconnect it from PC.
There, well, so from beginning. There we go. Does this work now?
It should.
Yeah.
Should be a.
Alright. Okay. So, we've introduced everyone, we also have Michael Horton, we have Fussin O'Neill, and, Pax for cost estimating. Antonazzi Associates has been in business for 70 years this year. K through 12 public schools is what we do. We've been doing them for over, 40 years. And we have, a very good relationship with the Office of School Instruction Grant. We have a team that is, very experienced with public schools, works with us that you see here. We have senior staff involved on every project. You know, if you don't get the junior staff, you get the senior staff that manages the projects. Again, you'll have me and Michael Sasso involved. And we have an understanding of the town of Fairfield. We're currently working in the town of Fairfield on the public schools projects, and I'll go over that a little bit.
So here we have a standard, vestibule that we're gonna be aiming for with this project. You'll see that there's 3 opportunities for check-in, the main, vestibule, within the vestibule, and then that 3rd opportunity for verification, leaving the main office. What's different with this plan, which Antonazzi has, deployed, and we've deployed on many, many public schools, is there's separate ingress and egress paths within the corridors. You'll see on the right here, that's an ingress path. This would be a dedicated egress path. In an emergency, it could all function as egress, but when the school is in operation, ensuring that kids, staff, students are egressing from their egress path, you're really separating visitors from people leaving so that somebody doesn't accidentally open a door leaving the school, letting a visitor in, right? That's something that Antonazzi has done. We've done with Antonazzi on many, many schools that Mike will talk about, and it's worked extremely well, separating traffic. Oh, that's, I'm leaving.
You have to see,
Yeah, so this is just how, explaining essentially our familiarity with the SSIC, which is the state legislation requirements of what we need to the standards we need to meet in a security system to get state funding. We have a ton of experience with that. This would be, we've done well over 36 projects to the SSIC standard. And then they've all been reviewed by OGA. We know all the reviewers up at OGA. They know what to look for in our plans. We know what they like to see. So essentially, you're going to be meeting all the requirements of the state, and the review process, at least for the security side, should be extremely quick with the OGA team up at the state.
So we've compiled a number of school projects that we've worked on. Each and every one of those has a secure entrance. There are new construction projects, there's renovation projects, and additions as well. We've already described our ideal entry configuration, and I'd like to...
Just a question, you said for the egress, what prevents others from going into the building?
What prevents others from going, so...
From the outside.
That's right, so all the visitors can only come in through the ingress path, because that's where your access control doors are going to be. They're going to be forced to the right.
Comes out and holds the door open when somebody goes in.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
So that's what we're trying to, exactly what we're trying to avoid here. So the, during the day, during the time when the actual configuration is locked, these would be the outbound pathway.
Yeah, but what if those doors are open? What prevents somebody from running in?
So we provide extra length in the configuration.
When this door is open, that door's locked.
Yeah.
At all times. So they're never both open at the same time.
Yeah.
Almost looking there a lot.
Yeah.
The idea is that there's a travel.
A man trap,
so that the door
Okay.
has the opportunity to close.
I'm playing devil's advocate. What happens if you have 2 students, one at each door?
Well, I mean.
Well, you definitely want to prevent the
No,
yeah. And that's part of why, that's another aspect here, when, somebody arrives at the building, they actually are directed to this entrance to come in. So there's no exit path this way unless there's a fire emergency or.
But it's another layer of, defense.
Yeah,
Another level of security.
But that's sort of not manned, that exit corridor there. I mean, I'm sure you have a camera or whatever, you can see, but to the point, you've got kids, kids run out, somebody runs out, somebody's at one door, somebody's at the other door. I feel like that's.
Well, if they're intentionally doing that.
Yeah.
But if somebody walks from here, once they start walking away, that door will close, and then the other person, if they're trying to get in, they can't get in. They can get through one door, but they won't be able to get through the next door.
There's really no way to accommodate.
Unless somebody's intentionally doing it, then.
Two intentionally bad actors stopping doors open. That'd be very difficult to. I mean, even.
And that's a level of security.
It's absolutely not a level of security.
Than having just one.
Because the intent is, if your students are working with you, they know they can egress this way. Visitors understand they can ingress this way. When it's working in that function, and any deviation from that is an opportunity for the receptionist to, go in a lockdown, call a panic button, right? Any deviation of that. So while we may not be able to, prohibit bad actors, the more opportunity we have to kind of direct the flow of traffic. When anything goes different from that flow of traffic, we understand we're in a different situation. We need to escalate.
What's the wall construction between the secure vestibule and the exit vestibule?
We typically use a glass product.
Yeah. Okay. It's special glass.
Yeah.
We don't wanna.
No. All right, so the office can actually see.
And there's actually a window usually on that side as well, so there's some view,
So theoretically it is monitored.
Yes.
Right.
And if I could add something else too, is those doors, understanding the likelihood of somebody trying to keep them open or whatnot, those can be also alarmed. So if somebody's trying to mess with the doors, there's some deterrent things that you can do to some buzzer or not, for children to be.
Right, they're both open at the same time.
Correct, yeah.
They never should be open at the same time.
Well,
So you
can
can
it
have a
just be set up to do that,
Yeah.
to not be, that one won't open until the other one is closed? Because, like I said, kids are coming out, I don't see,
Well,
I'm not talking about trying to prop them open. I'm talking about somebody's here and they walk through and then somebody's 20 feet behind them and then they walk through and that one's coming out that door. I could see them both being open at the same time.
Unfortunately, the building code prevents us from.
We have to look at some.
But there are ways you could do that, with like a delayed egress function.
But even that is,
Yeah. So there are ways
Hard
to,
for,
but again, the point is that it's another level of security,
Because otherwise, you just have visitors and people coming and going on the same door.
Right, no, I
Right,
understand.
so we're separating as much as we can.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The next series of images that we have here are actually describe how we would implement this particular type of security. Burr is one of the more challenging ones in the sense that there's no direct connection back to the administration phase. So in this case, we've proposed a independent security desk which could monitor the ingress and egress and control the series entrance. And in this configuration, we still have that 3 points of verification: exterior, inside the vestibule, and then into the security office where they have direct communication with someone. The next one is
Desk, what do you mean by desk?
it's a station.
Is there a person sitting at that station?
That would be yes.
That's what yeah.
Yeah, and so that's the challenge, right? You're gonna have to afford another SRO or someone to manage it.
Yeah.
Is that, budgetarily better than actually reconfiguring the entire building to make that connection?
Okay, now it makes sense.
Same on this.
Yeah, and so at the ECC, we have a similar condition. This one's a little bit more challenging. We didn't want to presume modifying the classrooms, but we did introduce a series of doorways, again, to provide multiple levels of verification. Exterior within the locked vestibule, and then prior to actually ingressing into the school at the control desk there. So I think in this particular instance, you're going to have fewer instances of the young kids unsupervised exiting the building. So,
hopefully.
Yeah, and at least 3 points of check before they can actually get out. So the next one, this one is McKinley, and this has I think one of the only ones that has an addition, on the exterior of the building. So, in this instance, we opted not to, provide an extra long corridor, vestibule configuration, only because of the impact that it would have on the existing architecture. But again, we still have the ingress and egress points. We have a control room, and the locked vestibule. And then at Sherman School, we have, this one actually afforded us a much longer depth, so we take advantage of those doors closing before the next exit. And again, ingress, egress with the separation, control directly with the admin space, and views through windows as well as electronic surveillance. And then the last one is Stratfield School. The again, very similar situation. This is a little offset because there's a door that leads into an existing space, so we chose not to block that. But I think we would look at opportunities to try to incorporate exits and ingress without disrupting the school as much as possible.
Yep, so as it relates to MEP, CES, it's a firm that's headquarters in Middletown, Connecticut, so we're local. We have been around since 1994. We're about 180 plus employees and growing. What we bring to the table is our vast experience as it relates to MEP systems. So every work that's going to happen for every one of those schools and vestibules is going to require planning of MEP systems. It's important for you guys to get a team that's going to have a solid understanding of what needs to happen to make sure that we, meet halfway with the architect, with NICS scope security, but more importantly, what the school needs, right? So our approach is generally going to be mainly evaluating the systems and how to make everything work as smoothly as possible and properly for HVAC, lighting, fire alarm, and everything.
So we've just reiterated the schedule that was originally provided. We did look and couldn't determine how better to accelerate that schedule. I know that was something that was considered by the committee, but we think the way it's configured is actually probably the most likely way that it'll actually be.
Yeah, I mean, we could produce the documents quicker, but I can't see, you're certainly not going to be able to do this summer, construct it this summer, so it's going to naturally go into next summer.
And then we've already touched a little bit upon our experience with the OGA. We've probably done 15, 20 schools over the past several years, so we have a direct conduit. We've worked with them when they were the OSCGR, the BSF, the OGA. So we actually work well with the plan reviewers. We have direct communication with them on a regular basis. They oftentimes reach out to us for insights as well.
Okay, with that, I'm just going to talk briefly about the projects that we're currently working on. So right now we have a contract with the police department here in Fairfield. We're doing a major renovation project there. That's going to be going out to bid soon. We also have a project over at Fire Station Number 1. Did a couple other projects for the fire stations. And we also at the town hall here, we did a study of a future possible expansion. And we did some work over at the old town hall. We did some flooring repairs. We actually did a study to provide handicap accessibility at the front entrance. And we're going to be replacing those front doors, those old front doors. That's a project that we're working on now.
I was going to say, I've just walked through those. They're still there.
Yeah, they're still there. We're working. Those will be going out to bid soon as well. What's not on here, it's a few years old, is that we did work over at Osborne Hill. Did some renovations. I worked at that time with Sal Morbido from those facilities. Hi, Sal, how are you? So that goes back a while. So with that, we feel, we're...
Hello, and I'm doing well.
So we feel we're the right team for this project, not only because, we're familiar with the town of Fairfield, we're familiar with the schools, we have a ton of, experience with K-12 public schools, with the state office of, review, and just our team is very experienced with public school projects. And of course, all the security vestibules that we've done on many of the others. So based on all that, and we're 10 minutes away, our office is in Bridgeport. So we feel like we're the best fit for the project. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's your
Any quick questions?
No questions.
You didn't mention how you're going to staff, There's 5 schools, so how are you gonna staff those 5 schools? From the management, not only the.
Management or for production of documents?
I don't care about management.
Management, it would be myself and then Michael Sasso.
Right. So all 5 schools?
Yep, from the management point of view, yes, because there's gonna be a lot of, common elements.
Is each school gonna have a separate PM?
Not a PM, but it'd be a separate, if you have a couple, teams that are drawing up the plans, yeah. But we wanna have, one, or at least a couple of common, folks that understand the whole project, right? You wouldn't wanna have 5 different people involved that are overseeing it.
Who would be our point of contact?
That would be me, yeah.
Just, at Osborne, what did you do there?
At Osborne Hill?
Yeah.
We renovated the toilet rooms.
Okay.
The gang toilet rooms, and some of the single toilet rooms.
Okay, thank you. I think that's it, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
Chief,
you.
did you have any questions?
I don't,
Sorry for the, technical.
No, we're sorry.
yours was the, same question.
We'll just grab this and
Get out of your way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. You got a long meeting.
Yeah, make sure you have all the right cables.
Yes. Simple enough.
There were some people that came from us.
I think that was it. I think so, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Well, I started it.
Yep, take care.
Trustees Orr. Should I grab anything?
Have yours here?
I didn't have
Oh,
it.
yeah. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
The other parties here.
Yeah. I told them we were running 15 time. Yeah. Better be, actually, don't really run at 10 minutes.
Well, it's your job to keep us on track. Come on. Jeez. I got dinner. I tell you. Take advantage.
Wah, wah. My meetings go till.
I was on Smith Richardson. We used to have 18-hour meetings.
Wah,
And then we go over to the
Talk to
GAC
me
and
at
have another
11,
meeting.
yeah, buddy.
Right? Over 12 o'clock,
You don't do that as much anymore.
Enfield.
Okay, Bill.
You kept trying to get me to join that one.
You were,
Everybody ready?
I was at the end, so.
Yep.
Matt, you know, good.
They were longer than me.
Yeah.
So what's our best method now that we've learned all?
If your projector works, I'd put it on the projector.
Okay. That's the safest?
Yeah, I would think it's the safest.
We don't know.
Denise is the only one I checked in to make sure that what it was.
Well, yeah, that's kind of our standard procedure, is to check in and make sure it all, well, at least we know what we're walking into.
And my actual statement being true. I believe there is, but there's probably no IT people that can help you hook it up.
Yeah. Yeah, we have, you'll probably ask how to,
spelling.
you'll probably ask how to spell it, so. Look at that, it was almost 2 weeks.
Keep going.
Wow.
Sit down.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Do you need
I
a,
prefer standing, just because I felt easier.
We're used to standing, but it's always, whenever we're sitting around the table, it feels appropriate.
you need to know the names of the.
Still at it.
I know, likewise.
Why don't we just introduce ourselves
Yeah,
again?
Chuck Oliveri.
Jane Purcell.
Richard Special.
Rod Van Dusen.
Retires.
He doesn't get his name.
Okay.
He's undercover.
Well, thank you for having us and for the opportunity to tell you a little bit more about Silver Petroselli, also our approach to the project. My name is Christopher Nardi. I'm a principal architect, project manager. Dean Petroselli, principal architect. And some of our other design team members who are not here this evening, focusing on our out-of-house consultants, and I'll get into what we offer in-house momentarily. But structural engineers, Michael Horton and Associates, Agostino for technology and security, Eagle Environmental for environmental, Pereira Engineering, civil engineering team, and PAX LLC is our third-party estimate. Within Silver Petroselli in-house or integrated services, we are a full architectural and engineering design firm. Been in business for over 35 years, and we currently have about 58 employees in that architectural, engineering, and interior design disciplines. Some of the other specialties in-house, including specification writers, you have an in-house building official as well, and dedicated construction administrators. We've done a lot of work in Fairfield over the years. We're proud of that experience. We've done work on 4 of the 5 schools that we're here to talk about today. A lot of roof projects as well in Fairfield. And I will let Dean expound on our experience in your projects and other security vestibule projects. Good morning.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I think I checked our server. I think we've done like 35 Fairfield projects over our 35 years. So, as Chris said, we're wrapping up a few of the roofs that we did last summer. We've been working with Salmar, Vito, and maybe semi-retired, but still not quite retired. But
Careful, it's on the line.
I'm still here. Yeah, we're still wrapping up a few of those roofs, Al, so, good to hear you tonight. So, yeah, as Chris said, we've done a lot of these. I know there's a public meeting, and I know you probably don't want to get into specifics of the actual materials, so I'll try to keep it generic, but obviously, we've done dozens of certifications, and I'll show you a bunch of them tonight, but, when I say dozens, we've probably done 3 or so dozen school certifications over the last 10 or 15 years. Mill Hill, obviously, we were involved with the additions and renovations and alterations, and that obviously had a secure component to it. Greenwich, we just wrapped up. Greenwich High School, if you're not familiar with it, never really had a defined entry. You kind of walked into a main corridor, and the office was to your left, and it really was not secure. They wanted a new face to their building, a new image, a new obvious entry, so this became as much of an aesthetic architectural solution. If you know Greenwich, there's a big plaza that leads up to the front door, and they wanted an entry that really was, that represented Greenwich High School, which they didn't feel their existing was. It was a multi-million-dollar project. I think what we pushed is that as much as this was fortified, and it's heavily fortified, again, I won't go into the exact materials, but what they wanted it to feel was for it not to feel fortified. And they wanted it to feel open, inviting, so a lot of glass. Wayfinding, because it's confusing at Greenwich,
main office, which used to be down the hall. We made a connection at that lower right photo, so when you enter into this new vestibule, you can enter that main office before you go through the second set of secure doors. And that's what they wanted. That door is buzzed in from the main office. That's right behind it. Just to the left of that office, I can use the pointer because we're on the screen. That's the guard station. There was a lot of discussion of should that guard be behind secure glass, should they not? In the end, they didn't want that image of them behind a piece of glass, so to keep it open with the option of them being able to control it later on. And again, you can just see the wayfinding, that Greenwich that you can see from the exterior. Created the signage for the building, but we did it by putting it inside the lobby. So again, a lot of just design features that wanted it to feel more welcoming and obviously less secure, if you will. Dundee and Greenwich were also involved as we speak with fortifying their front door. They had a very similar condition to the high school where you entered in, and these doors were not in place, so really anybody could walk into the building, choose not to go to the main office, take a left, and enter into the building. So they needed to control that. It was controlled by creating those separate set of secure doors, so that when you're in that man lock area in the middle, obviously there's still a second set of doors to get buzzed in. So that was the design solution there. We're also currently redesigning Eastern Middle School and fortifying the front door. This is another unique condition where they have a set of stairs before you enter the building, so they're concerned about the public being able to access the second floor and not securing that. So the solution really was put in a third line of defense, if you will, of the man lock, so that that set of stairs is behind that. Main office is obviously to the left of that. And, we hear a lot of different requests from clients. Some want the students to be able to enter the main office off of the man lock. Others want just a pass-through window in communication. So we've done it both ways. Occasionally we don't have access to the office adjacent to the vestibule, and in that case, our clients have chosen to go to camera technology. So we've kind of seen it all. Again, we design it to what your desire is in terms of your goals. I know 3 of your 5 schools have adjacent office, main office to the vestibule. The other 2 do not, so obviously you're going to have to work through with your architect that solution. Berlin was an addition, alteration, renovated as new. This used to be the old corner of the building. We actually relocated the entry from the second floor. They have a big flight of stairs to another location. We created this entire new handlock secure vestibule. That is the main office. So here's a case where you come in through the secure door. That's just to the left in the photo. You're in the main lobby. Security desk is there. But they wanted their students to be able to enter into the main office. So that's another set of secure doors. They can buzz them in, and then the students can come in, and then there's another set of doors beyond that plane of doors that the students move around. That works well for tardy and check-in after school has started. A lot of our clients say, yeah, we want to be able to control the tardy students. We want them to walk into the main office and then sign in and then enter into the building. So again, we've done it in a variety of ways. Enfield was a $100 million addition, renovation, alteration project. We created 2 new entries, both of them meeting the state standards. And again, they did not want to feel fortified at all. The original building was built in the 60s. You can see the face of that old building that we reskinned with new glazing. This was the old face of the building before our renovation and addition. So the main doors used to be right on this plane. You would enter into that main building. We created the bump out, created that extra line so that we had 2 sets of secure doors, and the office is just to the right of that vestibule as you enter. We also, on the other side of the building, created a similar entry for the auditorium and the gymnasium side of the building, and it was also a secure entry meeting the state standards. So Enfield ended up having 2 secure entries that were part of that renovation. We've been ACEFIT primary architect for the last 10 years. We have 2 current projects with them. If you know the Hamden facility, this was a former call center that we were retained to do additions, alterations, renovations. The original building, this was a masonry building, had absolutely no windows, so everything you see in terms of the fenestration was new. And very much like what I just showed you, their secure entry was done by bumping out the building and putting that plane of glass further out, and then the second plane of glass is obviously in line with the building. It's similar to what we did at Enfield. We're currently at Aces Bassett in North Haven. It's just wrapping up construction. This is a view of their secure vestibule. What they have is a guard station that kind of sits right in the middle of the second set of doors, the second plane of defense, if you will. So that guard is really the checkpoint for everybody entering and exiting the building, and again, meeting all of the state requirements in terms of safe space. Southington, we were retained to do their vestibule. This was following Sandy Hook, and we had a lot of work throughout the state, and this was just one of many that we created. Bumped slightly off the face of the building, just create enough real estate to create that vestibule. If you know Silver Petrocelli, you probably know that we've been in Milford. We've done over 250 school projects in Milford. I have personally worked on every one of the schools. We have put additions on literally every building. Foreign, a few years back, this was a new addition, also rerouted and relocated the entry. If you know, Foreign, originally the entry was around back. Now we brought the entry to the south side of the building, and that entry had two planes of secured glazing. Right behind this plane, this is the main office here on the right. There is a pass-through window so they can communicate with the main office for their tardy, and or if you're checking in, once you get through the first set of doors before they buzz you for the second, they're checking your credentials at that desk. They have a Raptor system, a lot like many municipalities do, and obviously we've seen a lot of versions of how that's used. Here they chose to put their secure desk in their guard behind class. Again, they didn't want it to feel fully enclosed. They wanted it to feel open, and to see how we did that with a story and a half of glass, kind of sat that guard station really right in the plane of the glass, so obviously they can communicate, feel very open, but it's obviously secure, meeting state guidelines. West Shore in Milford was another addition, alteration, and we created a secure vestibule there as part of the addition, meeting the state requirements. Other Milford schools, we again have touched them all. High schools, the 9 elementary schools, we virtually fortified every entry at Milford throughout the school district. Usually just a slaughtering of some of those final solutions. Sometimes we're doing additions outboard to get that vestibule square footage. If we have obviously the real estate and we don't have to bump out, obviously it was more cost effective to stay inside the plane of the building. Some of our initial thoughts, and I think these graphics are really helpful. When you enter in, what we're typically hearing is that enter into the outside plane of glass. Obviously that's a secure plane. You get into that vestibule. And then from there, you can either communicate with the main office. Again, in case of having the students come in as the tardy, often that's what we're doing is they would buzz in through that door. Once they've been buzzed in through the first set of doors, they would check their credentials inside that vestibule, then buzz them into the main office. If it's somebody who doesn't need to go to the main office, they're obviously checking the credentials in that vestibule, and then they would buzz them in through that set of doors. So the main office often has 2 buzzers in this setup. They would either buzz that door or that door, depending on the case. So we're seeing that probably more common. Most of our clients want that door access into the office, but as I alluded earlier, sometimes they don't want students or the public entering into the main office. There's obviously a security concern of that. So I'd say 50% of our clients are asking for the door. The other 50% are just asking for a pass-through communication window so that they can talk to the individual, exchange license and proof of who they are. Raptor systems occasionally are involved with that process. But again, some clients don't want the public or those students entering into the main. So we've seen it both ways, and again, we need to hear what you folks are thinking and what your criteria are, and obviously the real estate configuration of your 5 schools is going to dictate that somewhat. Always looking at sightlines. Obviously, the first defense is always putting eyes on everybody that enters the school. So that's why a lot of our designs have a lot of glass, so that we have visibility. We're always
looking for visibility from the office into the vestibule. We also want visibility from the office outside so that they can see folks approaching the building. The longer the approach, usually the better, so that we can place that office and have eyes on the individuals, and I'm talking every individual that approaches the school. Obviously, we know we need to meet that state of Connecticut, those guidelines, and virtually all the design research are meeting that. As I said, natural surveillance, a lot of open glazing obviously is the active solution for security. And then at that point, we put on layered security in terms of access control, surveillance, communication, and that's why we have D'Agostino on our team to take care of that technology. As Chris alluded, we have in-house mechanical, electrical, plumbing, fire protection engineers. Obviously, these are heavy on the electrical just because of all the technology that goes into them. Quickly kind of talking through your 5 schools, as we indicated, we've worked on 4 of the 5 of these schools. McKinley, we know really well. We just finished a roof project on that. And obviously, that main concourse and that main entry point, we have the luxury of having the office adjacent to it, and we don't feel like we have to bump out on McKinley because we have the internal real estate to be able to make that a secure vestibule. So I think McKinley is pretty straightforward in terms of its solution. Burr is probably the most challenging one. You know, this is only a school an architect could love. We did the roof replacement on it a few years ago, so I know the building well, but it's a very unique entry, a very unique 2-story open lobby, and the main office obviously is behind there, so getting a connection from there physically, unless you drive the 2 glass vestibule walls through and connect to that office, that's probably going to be the most challenging one, to get a physical connection from the vestibule to the office. You know, this is one that we would obviously want to hear from you folks of what the goal is, but here's the case where technology, camera, could really aid us to do what we need to do. Just one advantage is you have visibility opportunity to put eyes on everybody entering that vestibule, then obviously having a physical connection between the vestibule and the office and having that guard station in between is something we really want to work through with you folks. So I think Bird's going to be the most challenging of all of the 5 that I looked at. I'm not sure we'd love to hear your opinion on it if we're awarded the project. Stratfield, we know well. We're the ones that did the big addition, the last big addition. We surely know the entry. I was the architect of record on it. And again, I think this one has the real estate and the adjacency of the office to be able to solve this solution without really major alterations of the existing building or bumping out. It doesn't feel like we need to do that. So again, it feels more cost effective if we can work within the envelope of the building as opposed to bumping out. Structure, footing, steel, anytime we bump out, it's just going to cause more cost, and if we can avoid it, we look to do that. Sherman, again, we're familiar with Sherman, and again, I think you have the real estate. We already have the vestibule set up, and we already have the adjacent office to that vestibule, so I think this one feels pretty straightforward in terms of not having to bump out for it. Word, a little more complex. It doesn't have the luxury of that adjacent office, so it's a little like Word, but don't think as complex. But obviously getting to that entry and getting that second entry at the auditorium is something we want to work through with you folks. So I think we know what we're dealing with. Again, I'm very familiar, our firm's very familiar. We've worked on virtually all of these schools. Did Ward renovations many years ago, but I've worked on all the other 4 in recent years. So we have all these files in our computer, have these buildings, so again, we've worked on them and know them well. Greenwich, just to show you folks, we don't limit our design solution. Came up with 6 original design solutions for Greenwich. They're very sensitive architecturally. They have an architectural review board that's made up of 3 registered architects, so they have a lot of opinion of what our building and our architecture was going to look like. And we went through multiple iterations. We had 6 original. They honed it down to 1, and then from that 1, we came up with like 8 other design floor plan options. But as I alluded earlier, once you enter the building where the vestibule office sits right here, originally you just entered into that corridor as glass out to the
courtyard behind it, and there was really no security. Once you entered in the original building, you could go right to the science wing or could go left to the academic. Actually, you could slide right by the office, which was right there, and not even enter the office, and they didn't see them because they didn't have visibility. What we did really was opened up that you saw on that photo that I shared with you, so that they have access from that vestibule into that office. So the solution here was to bump out. We needed to bump out because we didn't have the real estate inside, but they wanted to make that connection right here to the main office actually. So the main office desk sits right there at the top of the ramp. There's a small elevation change of about 2 feet, and that main desk sits right at that location. So you can come into the vestibule, go to the main office, and then either pass through or go back to that second set of secure doors. So we went through a lot of reiteration to make that happen. Enfield, which was that large $100 million project, this was the plane of the old building bumped out. Here's the main office, obviously, and our vestibule that we bumped out, and we put a canopy outside of that. All of that was part of our addition and renovation. Recreated that secure vestibule, and they wanted a pass-through and visibility and the ability to be able to talk to the main office, but they wanted you to pass through the second set of double doors before you would enter that box. So it was a case was buzz in, check their credentials, then buzz in again, all the while that they have visibility from that main.
How are they checking credentials?
They had a pass-through right here.
Oh, there was a.
So they had a pass-through window, and then they were running it through a Raptor system inside the office. A lot of our clients put the Raptor system self-serving in the lobby. That works. In the case of Enfield, they wanted to control the Raptor system.
Here,
Excuse me?
I'd like to interject and this, architecturally, you can see that you have the skill and the history for sure. And I'd like to get to some questions.
Sure. Yeah, we'll buzz through, and Chris is just about to wrap it up. So, again, MEP, we do have in-house engineers. Obviously, we understand everything that goes with these in terms of the security system, and we understand taking these through STBD and CD, and as Chris said, we have PACS on board to do estimating at each of those phases. Estimating is going to be critical, guys. This is very expensive technology, and the glass and frame systems are very expensive. So in the case of drainage, we went through a few value engineering exercises to get them back in line. So Chris will kind of quickly wrap up in a few minutes. Addressing the project challenges, how we approach this, one dedicated architect, project manager, and one engineering. We're going to keep that continuity of communication well present at the committee meetings.
So all 5 sites?
All 5 sites.
One person?
One person leading the team architecturally and engineering. There'll be a team under them, but everyone reports to that person, so you have one point of contact, and you're not trying to remember which architect was on Sherman, which architect was on, or et cetera. And keeping that team in line, so, you know, there needs to be some parity as we design the building. Keep them aligned both from a cost perspective, but also from a design perspective and utilization perspective. It all comes back to quality control really, and then at each phase of design, the principals leading will do full quality control. I know this is just the design element, no SP, but we're going to approach it more traditionally and kind of take a 50% DD that we will consider that SP and do our quality control as well as a preliminary estimate at that point. We've worked with PACS a lot. Good track record recently, which is becoming more and more difficult with what we're seeing with construction costs. We hold our own reconciliation meetings internally before we come to you so that we're making sure their scope is all addressed properly based on our design. And we also stay proactive through construction, that your contingency. The schedule aligns with the schedule you had outlined in our, you don't see any challenges meeting that schedule. Our experience up at the state is extensive. We're there, if not every week, every other week. A lot of roof projects, a lot of renovation projects. The paperwork is challenging, and we're there to help you. We're also there to assist with any closeouts and audits. We don't limit our meetings with the state. We don't limit our meetings with you and the building committee. We're here to serve you as our client, and that's all included in our fee. And lastly, what
makes SPNA different and why choose Silver Petroselli. Our integrated practice of having engineers, interiors in-house is unique, gives us an advantage in collaboration. Flying first, we leave our egos at the door, and then just the trust presence that we've built over the years with other districts throughout Connecticut. So thank you for bearing with us there. And open to answer questions.
We see a lot of variations, and some of them have God and some of them don't have. I'm addressing this to you.
Yep.
What is your recommendation as far as that goes?
What we've done in Fairfield Schools is no guard, you have the transaction window and the two sets of doors. So the SRO is in the building, but he's not the one checking IT.
I hate to say it, and I think I'll pile on the answer. Following Sandy Hook, every district had a guard, and now what's happened is we've all gotten a little more complacent, and the guard, for sometimes budgetary reasons, sometimes just practicality, sometimes image, the guard, what we're seeing, going away. I would say 90% of the school districts that we work in no longer have a guard at the front desk. However, they all want a guard station, but the reality is they're not managing that station. They're not putting an individual there. They want the presence. So you tell me what's right or wrong. The reality is we've seen a decline ever since.
I think that's going to be very important to a lot of people, especially parents.
It is. And
I think discussion about electronic monitors.
Oh, absolutely. There's electronic monitoring in every one of our designs. We have cameras, we have electronic monitoring in every solution. That's totally different than having an individual there in the presence of that individual, right? We all feel a little different when we walk in the door and there's a guard there, as opposed to just a camera, right? So again, we look to you folks, we'll give you our experience, because we have extensive experience, but in the end, we want to deliver what you folks feel is appropriate for your district.
So you will design what you think is appropriate, and we'll redesign it up to 5 times or whatever is required.
Correct, whatever it takes. And I think Chris hit on an important point. You have multiple schools, you're looking at 5. I think there wants to be parity between the 5. In other words, whatever solution you choose, I would think makes sense to be consistent across the 5 or the district. So that'll be another discussion.
Yeah. Since you have one, excuse me, with the voice here.
Sorry to interject, team, but just for parity, we've got to wrap it up soon.
All right. These are pretty important, Adam. You're going to be the key man. And it's likely that the contractor is going to be more than one person. Probably going to be different. How are you going to do that?
When it gets into construction, yeah, we have in-house construction administrators who help with that burden. But really, it's still being overseen.
EIT or somebody like that is going to be involved in it?
Yeah, we'll assign one of our construction administrators,
Right.
or an architect.
Yeah.
Do the day-to-day.
That's going to happen. You know that's going to happen. The variation is great. You know. So, all right.
Yeah, we actually did multiple in Milford, and they did award it to one contractor who had multiple crews. Right. So there was continuity there, but you're right, having 5 might not be realistic.
Right. And supply is going to be a problem.
But you can choose to bid it that way and force the 5, right? Or you can open it up to, we can have one package with 5 schools or 5 packages bid and have 5 different contracts.
That's going to be your record.
Yeah, I think there needs to be discussion of how you want to handle that.
What about GM or construction manager?
Personally, I don't think these projects are large enough to justify the cost of a CM. We're doing much, much larger projects. We're doing $10, $12, $15 million school projects right now without them. I don't think these are going to be anywhere near that scale of cost. So personally, I don't want to step on any toes here. Personally, I think this project is small enough and not complicated enough that a GC should and could handle it. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Just a quick question. Do you see any opportunity to whittle down the schedule for the design phase and construction documents so we can get into the state prior to December?
I think the quick answer is yes. Here's the irony of what you're asking. We do this all day, every day, and we have to stop at 60. We can move very quick. It's also going to take you folks and the educators to move as quick to keep up with us. So I don't want to throw this back to you, but the quick answer is we can move faster than your schedule dictated, provided we get the answers in the time.
Thank you.
Anybody, any other questions?
And there's 5 sources of answers coming, right? There's 5 different principles. There's going to be a lot of opinions. How this unfolds.
Part of the problem is that we have to go through, the select person is a whole.
We've worked in Fairfield for many years, we know the process. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I think that's it, right? Thank you.
Great,
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Worked well, right? Brain worked good. Now you get to sit here and talk about a bunch of architects, right? Have a good night, folks.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Take care.
Say hi to Dean.
Take care of yourself.
Say hi to Dean.
Will do.
Or, sorry, Dave.
Dave, yeah, that's okay. Dean and Dave. Thank you all.
Take care.
Finish up this? Okay.
All right. We're gonna score that link.
All right, so quickly, when I get word that you guys have finished scoring, I'll release the fee proposals. Do you guys have laptops, or will Mark get that information to you? What's the plan?
I did not bring a laptop.
That's fine, I'm just...
I'll collect them, take photos of the score sheets and get them to Adam. That way he can release the proposals. And then we'll score them out on our level amount as far as what they provide, the price or the cost for each category that we have. There's 8 categories. 3 of the schools don't have the 8th category, so these should fall right in line. The proposal should be pretty easy because they're all defined. It's not like a DM that's giving you multiple personnel and different counts on everything. We're not counting GCs either for architects. So
Just, I'm just going off the agenda here, right?
Yep.
You have to kind of stick to that.
Okay.
Sal, you're on the agenda here. Is there anything you would like to say and comment about what just transpired?
Thank you for putting me on the agenda. All 3 architects that presented are capable of doing the projects. We have knowledge and background of all of them. So, it's up to you guys as to, where they fall. I think the fee proposals will be important. But I don't have anything particular to add to the conversation.
Do you have an opinion about the no guard?
Well, we're not set up for guards and
That's what I thought.
so,
I mean,
that's not gonna be, part of the, unless the PD comes through with something different. We got Peter Glick over in central office now. He's picking up on the security on some of the things, so he might have different insights, but, I don't think the PD is, recommending a change in our profile, as we have been developing the vestibules. I mean, we just did vestibules at Osborne, North Stratfield, and Fairfield, so they didn't have a guard station built into them, or as a focus point in the design. So I don't know that we would give
So that
give
kind
them
of,
that.
it lines up with exactly what Petroselli said.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this is between Riverfield, Pollen Hill, Mill Hill, and the three we just did with phase one of the HVAC. It's a transaction window, it's an access door from the man lock into the main office, and an access door, actually a door out from the main office. Now, we are securing those doors from the main office out to the corridor. We are buzzing them now, but.
Yeah. Okay, fourth item on the agenda is approving and recommending an architect.
Well, we have to,
Yeah,
yes,
right.
we did. Also, couldn't the pass-through window, if we ever got that in our budget to have guards at all the schools, couldn't they serve as guard stations?
It depends on how it's set up. You know, as a, for instance, the vestibule that we built at Fairfield Woods has a station at the transaction window. So that would be, you know, affirmative on that one, but the other ones didn't lend themselves to building a workstation right at the window. So, you know, there might need to be some modifications made for a guard.
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to be a design point, but you know, we can have those discussions in design development.
Yeah, no, just curious.
And typically at elementary schools, you don't get a guard. Maybe at the high schools, you have SROs or security. Even the middle school that we just did, there is no. You did across in order.
You did it all on one sheet.
Yeah, I did it on.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
How does the, just jumping ahead here, how does the, I guess this is an Adam question, the fee, 20 points, like, I don't know, how do you assign that?
That's one of the great philosophical questions of RFP evaluation.
And just whatever feels right?
I mean, I guess, you know, you could use, just doubling, you could use as a guide the guidance we have for 1 through 10 at the top of the sheet, you know, but it's really tricky because, you know, just because one price is lower or higher, you know, different people interpret that different ways. And
yeah.
so it's hard to give guidance on fee proposal.
Okay.
Adam, do you have any invoices for us?
Say that again?
Do you have any invoices?
No invoices. We're waiting on a final warranty still, I believe.
Okay, all right. That's on the agenda here.
The update on that is because there was a snag with the warranty. They're close to straightening it out. But I had told them, you know, absent us having the correct warranty in hand, there's not going to be consideration of the invoice. That being said, they're telling me I'm getting it any day now. So, you know, I'll contact you separately.
Did that like 2 months ago?
Yeah, that's.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, you're not lying.
I know, I'm funny.
Yeah, I hate to see the people.
I know, very Catholic.
You know, it's a technicality. I hate to see a contractor being held up on.
I know, we all do.
A decent amount of money, but You know, I told them, once you get the paper in our hand, we'll see what we can do.
Okay, while we'll do that, let's move on to the next item. Do we have any old business?
Nope.
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 Okay, all right. We're waiting for you with the new business. You can take this down.
So come up, Mark.
Yeah.
Am I waiting to get word to release the fee proposals, or?
Yeah, I got them all, you can really.
It's calculating right now, Adam.
Okay.
Texting you those pictures.
I don't have anything yet, but you've sent them?
Yes.
All right. Okay, the fee proposals have been released. So Mark, are you able to get in as an observer and
I should be able to, yes.
or I can download them and email them to someone, or what's the best way to do this with a phone call?
I
instead of
should be able
Zoom?
to get in.
I'm gonna take the ball, you.
Hey, Rich,
Yeah.
I understand you have somebody sitting, watching your meeting that you might not know who it is. That's Angela's Papa George sitting in the room with you. So just wanted to introduce him to you guys. He's the executive director of operations. That's my boss. So if you didn't know him, that's who it is.
Very quiet chat here.
Let's see what the room is. them all. Yeah.
It's in the May 18th stuff that came through, received? There's no way I'm gonna be able to see it on here, but.
Yeah, it'll be in the May 18th one.
Doesn't like to work on the phone. Oh, here it is. Maybe I can. Oh, got it. In teeth.
Oh, you moved it, that's it.
I know, exactly. Okay.
How you do this? Yeah, it's better. 750.
Yeah, I knew it.
775. 49, 275. 225. That feels 50. 75. 44, or 64, sorry, 64. I'll share it once I'm finished. You can still look over my shoulder.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
No,
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's just that I didn't wanna
Oh, yeah.
antagonize you, lose the point just for doing it ass backwards.
I can't, since I have it on one thing, I can't. I'll let Rodney talk.
Wow.
Okay.
Let me see.
No. Antonazi wins.
Whoa, what happened now?
Oh, my cryptic is Antonazi.
No, I'm just saying,
Usually. I know.
That's like so not our experience.
So we get the official from you?
Well, I'm still logging in, but you're into Bonfire?
Yeah, I just made up the numbers. Yeah, of course.
I can
Sorry,
I can do it on my
question.
phone. I can do it on my phone, but they're way too small.
I know, isn't that words? 122? That's incredible. Listen, did I read it?
I believe you. I couldn't.
You guys are looking at the speed associated with it?
Yeah, that's worse. Agenda. Right on.
Can I share that with you?
Yeah.
Jane, if you don't mind?
Yeah, no, right in time.
I just know what the total, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. A question, do we have to go with the low bid?
No, you're
No.
gonna score
No,
out of
score.
20.
Score 'em
Yeah.
as such. You're gonna score them how, you know, you're gonna score the proposal on 20 points.
Yeah.
Now, you can do it formulaic, you can do it subjective, you can, so what Adam was alluding to was, the one we just got done with was subjective.
Yep.
You want this back, Rodney? Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to take a quick look at it.
Wait,
Oh,
not
I'm
yet.
sorry. Oh. Your request has been rejected, sorry.
You want this done tonight, or can we do it when we get home?
I'm not going home.
Well,
So I'm not sure what the,
We're all writing down we're writing down the numbers. Ronnie's the only one who could get in.
if you guys just fill out the sheets, I can input them manually in Bonfire tomorrow.
They're there. I just opened them up.
No, he needs our
Our sheet. I'm sorry.
And,
yeah. Just one more, Rob, sorry. How come you didn't do the totals, Rodney? Come on.
It's not a spreadsheet.
What's that number?
44,450, I believe. Oh, I wrote 64. Actually, I'm not
It's
sure.
64.
Wait, this
64.
one? Oh, it's before, no?
That's 64.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. 60, I actually
Sorry,
wrote
I was doing it for,
No, just 'cause I saw the other one over there was 44, so I don't know why that should have anything to
which one is that?
Well, 'cause Burr's 44, McKinley's 44, Sherman, and so I thought
Which one? That was
Stratfield.
No.
Oh, and,
Antonazzi.
Antonazzi, you said the Stratfield 64. It looks like you made a line for a 4.
Yeah, actually, no. For what, Sherman?
Stratford,
Stratfield is 40.
Stratfield, it is 44,
It is
okay,
40.
okay.
Yeah, well, what happened is my pen skipped, yep.
That's okay, you got that, all that, yeah, that's what it looked like, thank you.
and the cumulative scores, KVEA is at 136,
136.
Antonazzi's at 109.
Wait, these are the all,
136.
wait, are you supposed to tell us that before we do this? I'm thinking not.
Too late now.
Too late now.
Where's that 9-iron?
And what's the other one?
Antonazzi's 109, and SBA is at 130.
All right, I missed, what was, Borison?
136.
136.
Okay.
Oh, four some more.
That's including the presentations, I
Yeah.
added that in, you put that in, okay,
The separate sheet.
okay. Yeah, we shouldn't know that, that's bad.
And
This is silver. Should probably just do it right on here. That's, Adam, would that screw up if, I can just do it. Do it all.
no, good.
I don't know, I think we just,
No?
You may need to do the proposal one.
I don't know, maybe 0, 10, 20 I'm gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do.
5 or 6. 5. the second one.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
You got it right there. Flip this sheet over.
So when there's fee proposal, I can't say I
So,
don't like
5,
their
6,
in-out
4.
egress thing. Shouldn't be part of that, right?
Yeah, so the second one, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
You want these, Mark?
Yeah, I'll collect them. And that way I'll turn them, actually, I'll just collect them all, I'll throw them underneath Adam's door.
Well, I'm doing mine online now.
Okay, online is good.
So I want to see, I'm not sure if you need the back page.
This is for the front page.
Okay.
And this is just for the cost.
Yes.
And then you sum it up.
No, I actually ended up with both those guys being the same, one from today.
There you go. To the tiebreakers, whatever they did at the beginning.
I like this better as a group. I remember doing this when I did my spreadsheets way back when, CM, you know, again, it's always kind of subjective, so you just,
Yeah,
you feel bad, like sometimes,
right.
am I crazy with the in-out thing? I don't like in-out. It's just a corridor.
No,
It lets me the wrong thing. I don't know why.
I agree with you.
I think it's more of a weakness than a
Yeah.
layer. Here you go. But you can say that during design, right? So glad I don't have to read that. Rich, well, I've got you, I should ask you, because are those numbers correct? When I hit your mobile number, it said your voicemail box was
This
full.
one, forget about this one, right?
That one's no good anymore, it's just
No.
this one? I recognized that one, all right, let me get rid of that.
Yeah, Horace Rowe was trying to get me all day today.
Mm-hmm.
Horace Rowe, you know, okay. On that old number,
Oh, I won't limit.
yeah.
So you guys filled out one set of scorecards and then considered the fees and then filled out a second?
No, it's on the same set.
It's on the same, it's on,
But, yeah, okay.
yes,
Okay.
the answer is yes.
Okay.
All those on two separate sheets of paper.
But it's the
This
same.
is
Oh.
approved. Which consultant?
Oh, that was, Philip Estelli.
This is for,
Are you adding up the total score?
yeah,
We get
You want my scores? Total?
yep. Well, I'm just doing fee.
Huh?
I'm just doing fee.
He's already got the other stuff.
Yeah,
I put all the other stuff in there.
okay.
Okay. Well,
Does it go just by the scores, or are you guys gonna discuss?
Just a new one on me.
Um,
Oh, no, I think you could.
in theory,
This
the
is for silver.
high
You
school
have the other two?
theoretically wins, but with the discretion to say,
Right.
Yeah, it's like, so, but this other one, I'm like, I'm gonna spend twice as much, we can say that, yeah?
right,
But I can't say I don't like his in now.
This would be for reference.
So we don't have to go out back and input these, because you're doing it now
Yeah.
on the
I'll put them, and then I'll give them to Adam.
thing? Thank you. Or I guess,
Yeah, Adam will.
I think it's just because we're not saying anything.
I think this is the longest meeting we've ever had.
Probably is. Have you got an extra sheet?
No, I don't.
There's one here, is this yours?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
there it is.
Silver, and you're gonna put their names up there, who
Yeah.
that's for, so
There's-
we know. Yeah. Antono's ready. Mm-hmm.
Put that on there.
Oh, yeah. That's right, I put it on here.
Do one more from you, Rich.
No, you got Bill Petroselli. Yeah, three.
Okay, let me,
15 pieces of paper, I guess.
Still light out.
Hmm?
Still light out.
light up.
For another half hour or so.
Yeah.
What's going, Chuck? Same old, same old?
That's OSB.
meeting is going to be?
Whatever the last one in June, last
With-
Monday in
yeah,
June.
Monday in June,
Last Monday in June,
yeah.
29th,
29th of June?
I believe so.
It's always the last Monday unless we change it.
Okay.
Yeah, just, this is
Like
Memorial
Memorial Day.
Day, and,
Yeah, that's right.
we don't have one at Christmas, and we usually change for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, 29th of June.
Yeah.
I'm missing your one sheet for Silver.
Okay.
Must be in the,
It is the 29th of June.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right.
all right.
Holding out.
Hold it out, they want to hold the thing up.
Cumulative scores, KVA's at 226, Antonazzi's at 196, and Silver Petroselli's at 200. Now, I mean, I'll have it. I'd like to add them to
200, 196, and was it?
226. For
Here's two,
KVA's at 226.
Okay.
We gotta verify the numbers, but,
Oh, you hold on to those?
yeah, I'm actually gonna flip them under Adam's door.
Okay.
And let him go through it. We could probably make a conditional award.
Yeah, it's on the agenda, I mean, unless there's a reason that somebody doesn't want to do it right now.
You good?
Okay,
Mark, can I make a copy
Yep.
of mine? Because you handed it back before, I thought you would do that. It's not a big deal.
Anybody else want
I don't
copies?
know, I don't know why I need it, but I just feel better.
Can I just add something before, just
Sure.
quickly? I just wanted to mention quickly that order and approximate difference between each actually pretty closely mirrors the scoring for the original qualifications as well. So, kind of checks out is what I'm saying.
Right.
okay, good. Can you make the formal announcement that we?
Yep.
You need a motion, no, Richard?
Yeah, all right, I make a motion that, the formal announcement be made of the findings as calculated by Mark.
Yep. And still needs to be confirmed as they enter in. But KVA has a cumulative total between tonight's presentation and the proposal of 226. Antonazzi has a cumulative total of 196, and SPA has a cumulative total of 200.
Okay, the recommendation,
Would be to award to KVA. Ken Borst.
I have a
I'll second the motion.
second it. All right,
I'll second the
You are
motion.
seconding it, all right. Eddie?
He can't make.
Yes.
No, you were making a motion, Richard.
Oh, okay, that is the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carried. That's it?
Then I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Yes?
I'll second both.
All in favor?
Aye. Well done.
You can end the. Bye,
Good.
everybody.
Bye, Sal, bye, bye,
Thanks,
Al.
everybody.
All right,
Thanks,
take care,
everybody.
everybody. Thank you.
Bye, Sally.
I don't know how you-
All right.